Hello, I am working on another piece for Inktober here and still trying to stick with my theme of just using natural inks. So I've got some green buckthorn ink, which is what I've used with a brush here, and this is I'm starting to use this to ink out the lines of the labyrinth. This is the blue buckthorn, and some water, and my trusty old black walnut ink. And yesterday I was using some regular dip pens with metal nibs and running into some issues of it going incredibly slowly. See, can you see me? I'm going to tilt this up for a minute. Let's see. It's going to make a lot of noise. Anyway, so I ran into a bunch of problems with the ink just coming out really slowly from the regular metal nibs. So today I'm working with a glass pen. Let's see if you can see that. So I'll put the focus back down on my work here. Sorry about the noise. And so what I'm finding is that with the homemade inks that you get a lot of sediment unless you really are good about filtering things out. And the black walnut ink that I had purchased had a lot of sediment, and sometimes I would run into this as well. Not quite as much as this first round of the blue buckthorn ink. And I am considering, even though I don't have much of it, I'm considering going back in and using a sock or some stockings and trying to filter some more of the sediment out. On the other hand, it's thicker and I find it's easier to work with than the green, which is thinner and doesn't have so much sediment. But today I'm finding that the lines work better for me with the glass pen. So I'm decided I just, there's slow art and then there's excruciatingly slow. And with the metal nibs, I was just, and the quality of ink that I've created wasn't working out quite as well for me. So I'm testing my theory that because the glass pen has so many channels to it, that I won't have to be dipping quite as much. And when I start to run out, I can just rotate just like I did now. The pen. And I like to tap out the ink so I don't have too much when I go around, but this gives me a nice thin line. And I'll probably be using this ink, the blue buckthorn and the black walnut, to do more of my sketches. So this was done with the black walnut down here. But this is always the slower part, just making sure that I can get the ink running down around these lines. I tend to sketch out my labyrinths ahead of time, and let's see if I can show you. So one thing that I do recommend when you're drawing anything that's got lots of curves, and I talk about this in the Celtic knot classes that I teach, but I don't know if I talk about it elsewhere, is finding, especially with the curves, I tend to work in C shapes and drawing towards myself. And so I'll start at the top and I'll come down to here, and it's easier for me to then just pick up my pen again and come back to the top. Now I'm going to have to turn my glass pen a little bit, get more ink flow, and then bring that back down so I can get a better line. And if I have to turn my paper so that I can get a better C shape when I'm going around part of a curve, I will.